Hunger breeds discontent. The ancient Chinese idiom describes food as the most important thing in a person's life. Well introduced always use that condition in details. Dining halls can be divided into four types. The first one is traditional, a buffet form, distributed in three residential blocks. It is the main place for us to eat food. The second one is market. We can eat delicious food that cannot be offered by dining, like sushi, fish, and chips. Dining car will appear around Independence Hall at noon. Food there are different every day, and it will be basically changed every week. There will be tacos, Korean food, hot dogs. The last one is courtside dining, where you can buy some frozen fruits, vegetables, and salad. We can always replenish energy, especially in the gym and the library. The bagel there is very delicious. Cookie is also a good choice. As for the meal plan, in order to fit our different life and eating habits, the university has introduced many kinds of meal plans which can be freely chosen. Weekly traditional visits means that you can enter traditions canteen several times a week, but it will be refreshed every week. Visit exchange, it means we will get an opportunity to buy other items at a designated store by replacing an opportunity to enter traditions. For example, if you plan to buy a sandwich and a cup of coffee for total of $9.5 in the library, you can choose to replace the $8 with a swipe and then pay the remainder. Dining dollars can be used for any dining area, and we can join a 15% discount when using dining dollars. And it will not be clear at the end of the term. Bag ID cash can be used in any dining halls in campus, and it also can be used outside the school, like some shops in High Street. Not only that, other activities also can use it, like clothing washing. It will not be zero at the end of the term. Many people will ask the question, what kind of dining plan should I choose? It should be based on our preferences. If we want to have 2 or 3 meals per day and buy some snacks, unlimited is a good choice. If we prefer to eat at school non-traditional dining halls, we can choose the following three. Generally, we will soon be tired of the food in the canteen, and many Chinese students want to eat Chinese food. Most of the seniors recommend choosing grade 10. And we can also change the plan. The deadline is the second Friday of each semester. If we want to change it during the semester, we can send an email or make a call. Thank you.
When you finish your dinner in an American restaurant, you should pay survey fees. From Wikipedia, a survey fee is a fee added to a customer's bill. The purpose of a survey charge often depends on the nature of the product and the corresponding survey provided. Why should us give fees? How many fees should we pay? How to calculate fees? These questions may confuse international students. Why should us give fees? According to the federal law, the lowest wage of non-tipped employees in the U.S. is $7.25 per hour, and the lowest wage of tipped employees is only $2.13 per hour. Their monthly wage is only $374.88. As a result, most tipped employees have to receive tips for a living. How many fees should we pay? There are two ways for us to calculate fees, according to percent of the bill and according to the restaurant. Different types of restaurants have different fees. Fast food style restaurant or takeaway. If you require no table service, gather food and throw away rubbish by yourself after eating. You don't have to pay fees. Buffet. If a waiter or waitress help you add your drink or clean up your dirty dishes, you should give him or her 10 to 15% fees of your bill. General restaurant. If a waiter or waitress help you take an order, deliver your dishes and clean up your dirty dishes, you should pay your fees for 15 to 18% of your bill at lunch and 18 to 20% at dinner. Premium restaurants. If you go to some restaurants which require customers to wear formal suits, you should pay fees for at least 20% of your bill. Bar. You should pay $1 to $2 per cup or bottle or 15% of your bill. Takeaway. You should pay 10 to 20% of your bill. Besides, please give more fees if it is bad weather. How to calculate the tip without using your smartphone. The first method is to move the decimal, then double the number. Here is the method. In order to get as close to 20% as possible, but not go over, use standard rounding rules. If the number after the decimal on your total bill is 5 or high, round up. If the number is lower than 5, round down. If you prefer not to take an entire 20%, you can modify step number to above or regard the cents and just double $5 to get a $10 tip, about 80%. The second method is to double the number before moving the decimal. And this method follows the safe rounding rules as explained in the first method. The third method is double the text. If you are splitting the meal with someone and they're also contributing to the tip, double the tax on only your portion of the bill. If you are the only one tipping, double the tax on the whole bill. Note that because the tip imposed on restaurant menus varies across the country, the example here is the roughly 80% tax used in New York City. You will end up with varying results depending on where you are. If you are worried that doubling the tax might mean you're undertip, better to go with another method. Thank you for listening.
If you could not find the delicious food or the campus food does not match your aptitude, don't worry, I'm here to help. Near the campus, there are actually many types of food you can choose. The first type of food is Chinese food. When speaking of Chinese restaurant, most students know them on the high street, which is near to Student Union. Several of them are little famous, like You's Chinese Bistro, Moi's Restaurant, and Itra Asian Cushion. However, there are a lot more restaurant fishermen don't know. For example, Panda Eye opens until midnight. Sunflower Chinese Restaurant is a Hong Kong restaurant which has Cantonese morning tea. Ahola Hawaii Barbecue and Asian Bistro is a Taiwan-style restaurant. Jay's Good Tasting made dumplings by themselves, and it sells Chinese hamburger, but it only prepares a small quantity of food, so you should arrive early to taste. However, Chinese restaurant is different in America. Firstly, vegetables price is as expensive as meat price. Secondly, the flavor has changed. Once my friend ate noodles with fried bean and meat sauce in USA, and she split it all because it's so yucky. So if you're looking for traditional Chinese food, you'll be disappointed. Japanese food. Japanese Oriental restaurant on High Street, sushi roll is special and delicious. And this restaurant is in Tensuko Shopping Mall. Ramen is really good. Um, this restaurant is on the Federal Road. It's more expensive than other Japanese restaurant with fancy decoration. Last restaurants. Chief could cook teppanyaki types according to your interest. If you go to this restaurant on your birthday, they will sing birthday song in Japanese version to you. Korea food. And this restaurant on the high street is the best known Korean restaurant in OSU. Lunch special is cheap and heavy. Restaurant Silla, opening until midnight, is the most delicious Korean restaurant in Columbus. You must order seafood pancake. It's tasty and famous. South Asian food. Indus-Thai on High is a small restaurant, but it's romantic. Fried rice is excellent, especially fried crab rice. This restaurant on Lang Avenue is close to school. I heard that this restaurant is student dining room because it has many kinds of food like Chinese food, Singapore food, and Vietnam food. Moreover, it offers large size of bowl, so if you're in a hurry, this restaurant is the best choice. I hope you can enjoy all the restaurants near the campus.